What are your opinions on the various language programs or software like Rosetta Stone or Pimsleur? Do you want to go first, Alex?
I've used Pimsleur to some extent with some languages. I find it's a very good way to adjust your ear and also to tune your pronunciation to what's going on, simply because of the repetitive way it drills vocabulary and drills phrases.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I'm not sure you can do very much with it,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Especially if you're learning like exotic or tonal languages, like
Absolutely.
Pimsleur is not.
Yeah.
I cannot picture like a Spanish speaker who wants to study Italian, and the Pimsleur then it would be like, way too slow and way too easy. But yeah, if you're learning an exotic language, and especially if it's a tonal language,
and if you have a lot of time as well, and you can do those half-hour lessons.
I've got to say, my preference is usually for locally sourced materials. So here's a book that Alex and I bought in Almaty today, which is for the Kazakh language. And this is the first book, Beginner's Kazakh. And really, I like these because the materials,
you get the audio.
you get the audio, but also they're written by people who are native speakers, who are in the country at the moment, and are teaching teaching the language in country. And I tend to find that the materials are maybe better presented quite often. Sometimes the standard format in some of the other courses can leave you wanting, and it doesn't always work for every single language.
I find the cultural content as well in this kind of course is really interesting, because that for me is the whole reason why I'd be interested in learning Kazakh, because I've come to Kazakhstan and I'm interested in the country now. So it's really interesting for me how these people putting together a course for non-Kazakh speakers would present or portray Kazakh culture.
Yeah, so sometimes that is lacking in some of the other courses, although I would certainly use some of them. I mean, I have used Teach Yourself, I have used Colloquial, I have used Pimsleur. I have used Ask Emil. Rosetta Stone is for me a tad on the slow side in terms of how it gets going, and it negates sort of the skills that we have as adult learners. So we can read and write. So it would seem for me it seems absolutely silly to not use those skills, to be able to visualize vocabulary, grammar. It seems almost absurd, but I do hear from people that they find it useful to get into it if they're very new to languages. So I'm not going to poo-poo it. There's definitely.
I would say it's overpriced. Rosetta Stone, clearly.
Yeah.
To me, yeah.
For you, maybe. I mean, as I say, I wouldn't want to poo-poo any course. I think everybody's different, and certainly seen within the community some very effective learners that learn in very different ways to me. I can't say that it hasn't worked. Not talking about Rosetta Stone, talking in general.
I mean, you can't judge people's methods. You can only judge their results.
Exactly.
And whatever gets you those results, if that works, that's fine. But I mean, I've looked at Rosetta Stone a bit, and it personally doesn't really work for me.
No, me either, unfortunately.